So the Bible says now, this son of honor was sitting in a seat of defilement. He was the object of ridicule. Now, can you appreciate or understand when you're at the ground level, everybody else is above you? Do you know what it feels like to be stuck in a position and everybody else is passing you by? Do you know what it feels like when everybody else is making progress, but it appears as if you can't get over this particular deficiency? But I came to remind you, your time has come. Somebody shout, your time has come. Now put your hand on your head and shout, it's my time, it's my time, it's my time, it's my time. What's that saying to me? It is simply saying that something is about to happen that will change the direction of my life. The enemy has held you down long enough, but God is declaring a word that's going to change your situation. My story must change. So the text now describes that he's begging. Lowest level of occupation. Because when you're a beggar, you are subject to the whims and the fancies of somebody else. You can't dictate the pace of your own life. You can't determine your future. You have to live on sympathy and pity. But I refuse to live like that when I'm a son of honor. So whatever seat I am in today, I am about to change my seat. Come on to somebody. Tell your neighbor, change your seat, change your seat, change your seat. Hear me good. There are some things that I had no determination over. I couldn't decide which family I was born in. I couldn't even decide which country I was born in. But I can certainly decide that I will not live one day longer in this situation. Something has got to change. I have discovered that for change to happen, something must occur within the context of your mind. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I'm going to change the way I think, and I'm going to change what happens to me. So the Bible says now he's stuck. He's outside of Jericho, trying to eke out an existence by begging. Multitudes are coming. A crowd is now coming with Jesus. Now, the thing with Bartimaeus, even though he lacked vision, nothing was wrong with his hearing. Uh-oh. Isn't that right? He could still hear. The enemy might have crippled you in one area, but there is another area that is unaffected, that if you utilize that, it can help to change your story. The Bible says, what did he hear? He heard now that Jesus of Nazareth was passing by. Let's examine that for a little bit. Because the term Jesus of Nazareth is not a complimentary term. Uh-oh. You see, Nazareth was a terrible place. Nazareth of Galilee, a terrible place. Because that was the place where the Jews that were not considered to be proper Jews lived. Outcasts would find themselves there. People who are trying to hide would go to Nazareth. Outcasts, people who didn't want anybody to find them, would end up in Nazareth. In fact, the proper Jews thought that if you came from Nazareth, you are religiously uneducated. Something was wrong with you. So they weren't readily embraced. In fact, Nazareth was a place where rebellions would occur on a regular basis. Notice that they crucified Jesus of Nazareth. In fact, most Jews that were crucified came from Nazareth. So if you came from Nazareth, that was not something good. In fact, when Philip heard that Jesus of Nazareth, he said, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? So the fact that you're born in Nazareth itself became a handicap. People would not readily want to associate with you. But I have discovered where I was born has nothing to do with who I am. Lord have mercy. You can't write me off simply because where I was born has a reputation. Where I was born has a problem. No. I am bigger than where I am. The seed that is inside of me is far greater than where I came from. So the text now says, Jesus of Nazareth. Now, this was not enough to evoke faith in a lot of folks. Because if you're talking about the homeboy from Nazareth, it simply means that he should not be somebody you embraced. Now, watch what's going to happen here. He heard Jesus of Nazareth. But anything you hear, you must interpret. Let me show you a point now. You must interpret what you hear. They simply said Jesus of Nazareth. He could easily have ignored it. You know what I've discovered? Jesus cannot be recognized. Jesus must be revealed. Let me show you that. Let me show you two instances. Number one, the unconscious John in the womb of Elizabeth. When Elizabeth met with Mary, who was also pregnant, when the unconscious John came in the presence of the unborn Jesus, the Bible said the babe leapt. He couldn't see, but by revelation, the unborn John knew that this was Jesus.